Halloween show.
It was, and they made sure to go out of their way to let you know it was a Halloween show because there was.
This is the infamous Halloween show.
It was
right?
on Shoot Halloween, so that's
This is the definitive this is the definitive WWE Halloween episode ever, right?
Yes.
I think. I mean, especially because of all the the John Cena stuff mainly is like
it's crazy.
That was
that's
like the
most
first time they let
memorable
him.
part from this.
Yeah, that was the first time they really let him do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the show. It's always surprising to me that is the thing that people remember the most. Was like there was only like 2 John Cena parts, and he wasn't even on the show. He was just in the backstage section.
He didn't wrestle once. Yeah.
Yeah, now watching it back, I was like, that wasn't really as big a deal. Like WWE makes it seem like, yeah, this was what made John Cena John Cena. I'm like,
yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, did they not see the Trick or Treat match with Dawn Marie and Torrie Wilson? They missed
that.
Oh,
yes,
let's go, dude.
By the way, just to let everyone know, this show did a 3.3.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not as high as I would think, though, because I feel like this era SmackDown was popping, and 3.3 is not too
This is the SmackDown 6 era, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big time for them. But, I mean, it took them a while to get going. I mean, this is also... as much as Halloween maybe isn't everyone's biggest holiday, it's still a holiday, so those holiday episodes sometimes take a little dive.
Dude, Halloween rules, and I wish more places did. Like, I feel like an AEW Halloween episode would rule.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I mean, October's my favorite month of the year, man. This month goes crazy. 1, I start wearing a hoodie. 2, eat chocolate. 3, watch movies. I mean, what else could you want? Drink some beer.
4 pipe drops. Ding, ding.
So, we kicked this off. We had the SmackDown Halloween party. This was a cold open. They started right into this. They just said right into the back. Everybody's dressed up. They're all dressed up in costumes and stuff, except for some random people that weren't. There's a big bear in a cape. I don't know what that was.
Dude, one of the first things they show on the show is Farouk dressed as a pimp yelling at some random lady that's dressed up as a maid or a waitress and says, you were a little short last night, so I want you to go out there and get that work.
Yeah, so what? I don't know, why is Farouk the Godfather?
Timpanos nationwide, baby.
There was a bunch of people dressed up as. They had Funaki as Superman.
What was here? I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
What was Chavo Guerrero dressed as?
Oh my God! I wrote down Eddie is Zorro and Chavo is Chavo in a hat. Because that's what he was.
I wrote Eddie is Zorro and Chavo is a Mexican man.
That was like, okay. Well, at least he put on an outfit, right? I mean,
he had a poncho on, I guess, yeah. But like the poncho even he wore to the ring.
You're right. It's just his entrance gear. I don't.
He just had a hat. Chavo had a hat.
That's Chavo. Tajiri pops up. He's a disco dancer
with an afro.
He's Disco Inferno. How about that?
Tajiri says, tonight I'm going to score.
Cool. Yeah, he was really good this entire night, man.
He was real horny, too.
Yeah, well, he's Tajiri.
True.
Shannon Moore is the devil.
And don't you forget it.
And that wasn't his costume.
Stephanie McMahon is a sexy witch.
She was a witch with her Johns all out.
Yeah, and they made sure that you recognized that the entire night.
She had like a cross in between them two. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, Stephanie was a witch with a capital B.
This was very much an era. This is very much a time in SmackDown where I feel like they were very much so exploiting Stephanie.
Oh my God, dude! The end of the show.
There's a very big part later that we will talk about more with.
There is a crazy part. So Stephanie, as you said, she's a witch, and she says she's going to announce the main event. And she says in the main event is going to be someone that wears a mask 365 days out of the year. And then the first name she says after that is Brock Lesnar.
Thanks, Brock.
Brock Lesnar is going to go against Rey Mysterio here tonight. And it cuts to Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio is just dressed up in his gear. Gonna dress up Rey.
Yeah, that's how you didn't get the costume memo.
Rey's just dressed up as Rey Mysterio. This is bullshit.
Yo, he took a Jello shot at the end of the scene.
He did, I know.
I was like, damn, we're getting crazy for the night.
Rey
He knew what
Mysterio
was
will play
happening
around.
later. He knew what was happening. He said,
he probably had a few of those.
You damn right. Oh, thinking about it now, Lesnar did have an outfit that one time. He dressed up as Chavo that one time. He came out with his hat.
That was not Halloween. That was Celebration.
Do you think Lesnar knows what Halloween is? He's a fucking weird dude.
He's got kids. Come on now.
So it cuts to the intro, man. It's the beautiful people intro.
Yes.
Dude, this was so lit.
The beautiful people.
This shit rules, dude.
I popped big for this, man.
I forgot this is actually a theme.
Yeah, I know that, like, it's tough because usually I'm like, damn, it's my life, my times. Like that intro, I usually say that's my favorite. But watching this and then like the opening of this, I'm like, damn, this might be better. I don't know.
This is easily my favorite SmackDown intro. I do like the Here Comes the Pain one just because I fucking have seen it a million
times. Yeah.
They didn't even use the beautiful people for that long on SmackDown, but it rules. Oh my god, it's so good. It's the perfect intro because not only do they use it in the intro, they use it in the cold opens for the match titles, and it makes everything just
the instrumental
so much
for it.
better. Yeah, it rules.
That was the SmackDown theme when they split the brands, right?
Yeah, or if it wasn't, it was right after that. Yep.
Okay, yeah, because maybe that's why because like you said, it wasn't. I don't think it was around too long until they switched it, but yeah, it shit rules.
I was just gonna say the only thing I don't like is because I don't know if you guys remember, they used Beautiful People for Raw in like '97 before.
I had no idea about that until way after.
They only used it for like one or two shows. They didn't use it that long.
Yeah, I don't think it lasted
I think
long.
they like somebody secretly really liked the song and they just tried to like fit it in any chance they got, and like we're
they
gonna
use
throw
it
this
for
in
music
here.
videos and shit. They just said, all right, put this in when we can.
Oh, it fucking rules. I mean,
It's such a good
rules.
song for wrestling, though. It's like the perfect song. That and Limp Bizkit, of course.
Limp Bizkit.
WWE's favorite band. So they also add... Fuck SummerSlam. Fuck WWE. Fred Durst out. They even added a pumpkin to the intro with this. I don't know if you said the glass breaks and there's a pumpkin on the glass.
And the pumpkin, they had it like in the Minitron, and it would look up and down and then left and right.
Thank you, Pumpkin Man. This actually was really cool because it cuts to the crowd and the crowd's all dressed up and stuff, which like even for Halloween shows now, they don't even do that.
No, I kind of loved it. There was a lot of people dressed up too.
Yeah, we posted like the same pictures. I was looking through like every one of these. I was looking through. I was like, oh my god, we saw the same people with all the same thing.
The fucking goblin guy.
So they had a bunch of those fuckers. So there's a guy in a haunted mask from Goosebumps, which that was the very first guy I saw. I was like, damn. And they went back.
Me too.
They went back to this guy a few times, but they went back to this guy that was wearing like a Twisted Metal mask and like a bathrobe 100 times during the show. I think
they also showed this guy that was the Hurricane in the front row a bunch too.
Yeah. Oh, they showed the Hurricane, Trish Stratus, and The Rock.
That Rock one was amazing.
It was really crazy. I was very blown away by that one.
I was like, what is Dwayne doing in the front row? What the hell?
Also, they had a guy dressed up as Jason the Terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, I think it was just fucking Jason the Terrible. I think that Heyman was just booking wing guys for plants.
Was Luther there?
Dude, I don't know. We could fucking find him probably.
Yeah, we should ask.
There was also going blah.
Oh yeah, I think we probably would have saw him actually. Never mind.
Yeah,
he probably wasn't there.
Even under costume.
His costume is Japanese deathmatch legend Luther.
That should be my costume.
There was also a Rasta Ultimate Warrior. I was fucking so confused.
That's true.
So they announced there's going to be a Trick or Treat match later with the Trick or Treat Pit, which is a chocolate milk pool.
Now get this right, because I want you to get the Michael Cole pronunciation. It is chocolate milk pit.
Dude, what the fuck is wrestling?
This was the most promoted match on the show.
It was, yeah.
Trick or Treat Pit. I said, yeah. That's what it is.
This got advertised more than the Brock Lesnar Rey Mysterio match.
They also announced Kurt Angle versus Eddie tonight, which I forgot how much they ran these singles. They had them in tags and they would run the singles with them, and they would just let them have pay-per-view matches on TV.
Vintage wrestling.
It's incredible. So we kicked off the night. We had Edge versus Chris Benoit.
Yes.
Edge has Year Ringo,
which is also
95.
a great theme. We're talking about songs here. Is that Edge's best theme? or is Metalingus better?
All right, so I like Metalingus a lot. I do. I really, really do.
Uh-oh.
But I would be lying if I did not say every fucking time I've seen Edge over the last 20 years, yeah, my ring. No, but not. So that wins for me, I think.
I feel like I might be a Metalingus guy, but I'm not. I love that song. Tony, you gotta be the
I want to say Metalingus for sure.
Really?
There you go.
Really?
But I always do meme the In My Durango because I think it's hilarious.
I mean,
so.
That's the only thing that every time I see this guy, yeah, my Durango. That's
You don't
all
think On This Day?
No, I think
On This
you're
Day.
my Durango.
I just always think you think you know me. You think you know me.
Yeah, that's true too.
Sorry,
you lose
But
the Edge segment.
did anybody else the Edge intro give him a seizure a little bit? Those lights were a
Those
little
lights are
crazy.
fucked. Yeah.
This
They
was
were
like-
a little much.
This was peak
Yeah.
Edge to me. When I think of Edge, this is who I think of right here. This guy with these tights,
Really?
with that song.
Did you have
Yeah.
an Edge Army shirt?
I had a shirt that said "Women Want Edge."
WWE.
Oh, you brought
Edge.
that sign? WWE, we want women want Edge.
No, I got a shirt that says "Women Want Edge, fish fear me."
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. I hate you. That's not. We're not doing anything with that. Stop saying it.
Edge wants me, fish fear me.
We're not doing a fish fear me anything.
Edge wants me.
We're not starting a rivalry with the fish.
The Edge with the fucking man, he was gorgeous at this time. This was like
I mean,
crazy.
the women were wanting Edge in this match. You can hear it in the
and
crowd.
the fish were fearing him.
Oh,
The fish
You
were
damn
not
right,
fearing
Tony.
him. The fish
You
had no
damn
input.
right. The fish were going crazy. I asked and I
There's
looked
no
and
fish.
I thought about it and I looked. Yeah, see the fish.
Which fish?
The speckled trout were going crazy for Edge.
The only fish you're talking about is the mutated freak fish because you're such a big ass piece of trash.
Oh,
Speaking of Edge, they cut to the announcers and Taz is holding a WWE magazine with Edge on. He says, "Look at this, Cole." Thanks, Ed.
Dude,
Fucking
yeah,
Taz.
the magazine ruled. It had a little headline that said, Edge wants
Shut the fuck up. It didn't say that. It didn't say women want me, fish fear me.
and then Edge comes out and grabs a magazine and he does the grind
I
like
don't think
Sable when
Edge is-
she had the magazine.
I don't think Edge has mentioned fish in anything ever.
Women want Edge.
Fish fear Edge. I hate this.
Yeah, my Durango. No,
Also,
banana
Benoit
fry.
is half of the tag champions, as we were saying earlier. He's teamed with Kurt Angle, tag team champion.
Taz says the Edge Army digs Edge.
Any relation to the? Oh my God! Okay, that just I have to talk about this now. I'm gonna forget. Edge said the first thing he ever learned in wrestling was from Luther.
I saw that headline.
I was like, what the fuck?
So Benoit and Edge ended up working this match, and they worked a very 2000s WWE match right here.
Yeah.
You know, it was very much, we're going to work through the first couple of commercials where we do literally nothing, and then we'll kick it up when we get to the last seg, which is just how every match was worked around this point.
See, I felt that more about the Angle Eddie match than I did this match. I thought they were beating the shit out of each other in this one.
Oh, okay. Well, wow, we have the exact opposite.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you thought so? You okay? Fair enough.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I definitely wrote that down for Eddie and Kurt later. I wrote the same thing, but no, Eddie and Kurt were beating the fucking living shit out of each other.
Fucking. I specifically one spot where Angle gets dumped pretty much on his head. I do remember.
I
that.
mean, even from the very beginning. Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there. But
Yeah, okay.
Bill and Edge still were working pretty stiff too. I agree with you there. Edge started bleeding from his nose at one point too.
And maybe that's what I was thinking because Benoit's mouth was busted open. Edge had like a laceration like under his eye and his mouth was bleeding.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely weren't pulling, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that Eddie and Kurt, just because I think Eddie and Kurt, I mean, Edge was good at this point, but I don't think he was Eddie and Kurt at this point.
No, sure, of course not.
No.
At one point, Benoit pulled some of Edge's hair out, and when Edge went to reverse the facebuster off the top and hit him with it, you can see Benoit just rolling around in Edge's hair. I thought that was fucking insane.
They also talk about Taz on commentary says WWE has signed Scott Steiner, and there's a current bidding war between Raw and SmackDown, which just reminded me how cool Raw and SmackDown bidding against each other and just being against each other in general was.
Yeah, that was
reminds me of
really
the video game, right?
Yeah.
Video game all the time.
Oh, absolutely. One of the big segments later on has to do with Scott Steiner too, and then it somehow turns into a sexual assault. We'll talk about that later.
It is
fucking
pretty
WWE.
fucking weird, yeah. Also, during the entrances, I just want to go back to real quick. For the Halloween themed show, they had like orange like nameplates. Looked real cool.
Oh yeah, for the pumpkin.
Yeah.
The pumpkin face took over everything. He's looking around. He's seeing.
The aesthetic during this time is real untouchable. The silver, and it just looks so sick. The silver
apron, SmackDown rules. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So we get towards the end here. Benoit gets the crossface in, but Kurt Angle comes out because him and Benoit might be tag champions, but God, they fucking hate each other.
Yeah, fuck him.
That was like the whole SmackDown 6 thing going on here was they would team with these guys and they don't like each other, and then they end up turning on each other.
You're right. They did that with like all of them.
Yeah,
Brock.
that's
I know they did
basically
it
what
with
they
Brock
did.
and Kurt. I'm pretty sure they did it with Brock and Benoit too. They definitely did it with Edge and Benoit as well.
Yeah, that was their whole booking philosophy was we'll just work these guys in and out of singles and tag, and we'll just literally build the whole show around it. It worked. So Angle comes out and he pulls Benoit out because, like I said, they just don't like each other. When they're out there talking to each other, Edge ends up baseball sliding Benoit into Angle. Then he dives on Angle. Then Benoit ends up getting back in the ring. Edge spears him, and he wins.
And in terms of Edge spears, I thought this was one of the better looking ones.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he was definitely still giving him at this point. At some point during his career, he just kind of laid on him.
I called the I knew Edge was setting up for the spear. I was like, here comes the crossface. And there it was. He caught him with the crossface, locked it in, they were rolling around.
It's a good reversal, man.
It is a good reversal. I like this match though.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was a good way to start the show for sure. So after that, we go back to the SmackDown Halloween party. And this is the first time that we see John Cena in the evening.
John Cena dressed as Vanilla Ice doing a rap to some old woman. I don't know who the hell it even was. Who the hell was that?
I don't know. I really don't.
Also, Chuck Palumbo was representing the full-blooded Native Americans.
I did see that.
He turned his back on the Italians, bro.
Son of a bitch. We knew you were fake, Chuck Palumbo.
Billy Kidman was dressed up as Phantom of the Opera.
Yes.
Torrie Wilson was dressed up as Camille from NWA Power.
I don't think is that right? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it's better than whatever they said later in the evening. I think Michael Cole said she was dressed up as like a slut or something.
Dominatrix.
Yeah, it was real weird.
She likes to fuck and beat up you. Cole, thank you, Michael Cole.
Okay, thanks. So yeah, John Cena spit rhymes here. I actually wrote down what he said. Do you want me to?
I was hoping you would, because I wanted to, but I was like, this feels like something James would do, and I'm glad you did.
Yeah,
I did absolutely do it. Okay, so he started off with Vanilla Ice. He said, all right, stop, collaborate, and listen. And he said, Ice is back with a new proposition. Ooh. Your position is that of a failure. I'm going to nail you to Jamie Noble's trailer. And I dare you to run around and cause a scare, give people the shakes, and make them change their underwear. I'm on top. It's my fault that you're under there. You own a bear. Have Baldo shave his back hair. I'm fast. I gotta go. It's been a blast. Came out the locker room, stole Rey Mysterio's mask. Whoa. Tried to get Taker's cast, but it was plastered on too tight. Peace. I gotta go. About to hotwire his bike. Word life.
Was that the first time he said word life?
I don't know, but they booed the fucking shit out of him.
They didn't like it at all. Yeah.
This sucked. This is horrible. Stop doing that. That was interesting.
Hair square there.
You own a bear? So Tajiri sees Torrie Wilson. Of course, they had their little relationship. I believe that's already been done at this point. And Tajiri says, sorry, got a new girl now. And then he goes...
He said, sorry, I got a new girl. And then leaves to flirt with two other girls.
And Torrie goes, okay, good, leave.
Yeah,
so
cool, see ya.
He goes over and he meets this lady, turns around. It's fucking Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah.
He says,
Tajiri sells Mae Young and Moolah the entire evening. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Then through the door comes Dawn Marie with Torrie Wilson's dad. And dressed up
Al
as
Wilson.
the Fonz.
And he says, "Ay."
Forget about it. So that's the first part of the Halloween party. That was the running angle for the evening, was the Halloween party.
Yes, which is...
They do commercial breaks from Halloween party to another Halloween party. Same, it's weird.
2 seg Halloween party.
Yeah, it was actually pretty crazy. I was surprised they did this, but it worked. I actually enjoyed this quite a bit.
Yeah,
I'm not
cool.
sure if people did at the time, but it was cool now. So they cut to show the crowd again. This is where they show the Rock cosplayer,
Yes.
Elvis. And not only did we see Jason the Terrible earlier, but we got Jason the Terrible 2 was here too. He was in the crowd.
Oh my
saw him,
God,
different
another
masks.
one.
Going crazy.
His brother.
So we cut back. We're in the SmackDown Halloween party again. This time it's Chris Benoit. He's crashing the party looking for Kurt Angle. And this is very, very good. This is very good. He is screaming Angle running through this place. He's pissed off. He's like, don't you laugh, boy. Oh, no. So he sees this guy dressed up as Ghostface, and he goes, you seen Angle anywhere, man? He said, no, I ain't never seen him anywhere, man.
No.
So he leaves, and then it cuts back to Ghostface. He takes the mask off. Son of a bitch, he was Ghostface the whole time. Kurt Angle's
son
here.
of a bitch. How
I
could he
can't
do this?
believe it. Kurt Angle was the Ghostface.
God damn it. I would have never thought it. Son of a bitch.
So, the first time I watched this, I thought Kurt Angle was dressed as Death, and I was like, Benoit goes around and he looks at Death,
Oh, God.
and then later I realized it was Ghostface, and I'm like, okay, that's a little better.
A little better.
Yeah, that's probably, yeah, for sure. Well, he's some sort of Ghostface. He's got skeleton hands. So really
I don't know whose outfit this actually was.
Kurt's never actually seen Scream before. That's actually so dress up as Ghostface, and I'll figure something out. So we
He said
cut.
from Wu-Tang?
Yeah, he's actually a Ghostface killer. So, Brock Lesnar and Paul Lee's segment backstage. Brock's walking down the hallway. Some guy dressed up as, I put down question mark, says,
A
happy.
caveman, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this was. He was dressed up in some sort of weird outfit. It looked like
Some
it was a
sick freak outfit. The guy asked Brock, who is he going to be?
Yeah, which first off, I don't even know why this guy's talking to Brock backstage. Leave Brock alone. And Brock says, I'm the WWE champion.
That's a shitty outfit, Brock. No one wants to be WWE champ for Halloween. Brock sits down next to Paul Heyman in this little shitty, a horrible looking locker room, by the way. This shit's a disaster. I hope this isn't Brock's locker room. This shit was fucked.
Well, Brock is still early on in his career, so it makes sense.
He sits down next to Heyman, and he is so fucking big. This guy is gigantic. It's insane.
Yeah, he is actually incredibly big. He it's actually crazy looking at him later on in the evening with the Big Show because Big Show dwarfs this guy.
He does, yeah, and they both look ridiculous haircut-wise.
Yeah, but at least Brock still looked like a human being at this point.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty true.
I mean, and his neck was out of control, bro.
Dude, he is so fucking big. It's nuts. I like, what are they feeding this fucking guy? Paul Heyman starts cutting a promo talking about the Thriller in Manila, and Brock doesn't seem to give a fuck at all. He's just zoning out.
I never heard of that.
Brock is just zoning out during this. Heyman is just talking. He's pretty much just putting Big Show over big time. So now looking back at this, they foreshadowed the shit out of this turn. But as a kid, I didn't realize it at all.
I remember the promos over and over. Big Show, 7 feet tall, 500 pounds. You can't manhandle the Big Show like anyone else.
Yeah, he says you can't suplex him. He's too big. You can't get him for an F5. He's too big.
You cannot F5.
His name's Big.
The Big Show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just them. I guess even later, Big Show cuts a promo and he like says I was what was it? I don't know if he was advised to not fight. Brock.
Yeah, this was very much so.
I was like, holy shit! I don't remember this at all.
And commentary even said it too. Taz like he said advised.
Advised. Yeah. Blackula.
Yeah, so they're talking about the Hell in a Cell match that Lesnar had with Taker. He said, you don't come out of those the same. And Taker's not the same, Brock, you're not the same. You ain't had any tests, bro. You're fucking out of your mind right now. And Paul says, yeah, you can't even fucking pick up the Big Show. And he says, you shouldn't do this. This is what you pay me for. I'm telling you not to do it. This is why people like me make decisions for people like you. And I'm like, good Lord, man. Yeah, I wrote down that too. I'm like, damn, they telegraphed this. This was like, I can't believe that this was all right. Because
the only thing they didn't do is have Paul Heyman say, I am going to fuck you over, bro.
Yeah, everything about this was crazy. So we cut to Big Show versus Rikishi. We get a really well-timed, I said, oh, here we go.
Why is Big Show dressed in casual wear?
Yeah, yep, Big Show wrestling in tucked-in shirt and jeans.
Yeah, like black shirt, black pants with a belt on.
Maybe they just thought that was a better look for him.
That's his new attire when he first came from Raw, right?
Yeah, maybe Heyman.
Did he wear that often?
Well, Heyman wanted to push him big, so I think maybe they were just like this is a good look for you compared to the
I guess
other
so.
way. I mean, it wasn't
Why
bad.
didn't
he
they
wore the
question his
jeans and the
mustache?
singlet top, right? Didn't he? When he wrestled?
I remember the black pants and the singlet top. Yeah, I just don't remember him wearing black shirt and pants.
He looked like a security guard.
He looked like a fucking crazy person with that mustache and the haircut. He honestly looked like the big boss man.
Yeah, you're actually right. He is.
And then yes, he faced Rikishi. Sorry, who's
The tribal chief is here. Rikishi. My favorite part about this match is that Big Show and Rikishi were actually working. Big Show was still doing moves that required him to take a bump, so that was like really fucking cool. He was doing like elbow drops and stuff. I said, "Wow, my God, look at him! He's going crazy."
Michael Cole in commentary was talking about, I guess I don't know if this is the previous week. I think it was where Big Show. He said Big Show threw Undertaker off the ramp like a sack of potatoes. That was his pronunciation, potatoes.
Rikishi did the Rikishi bump off one of the clotheslines that Big Show threw.
I wrote Big Show clothesline Rikishi bump.
Yep.
It's his bump. You do it. Whatever. It's cool.
Yeah,
no, good.
that's the tribal chief's bump for sure. So Big Show exposed the middle turnbuckle in this match, then threw Rikishi into it, using his ass cheeks against him.
The ass cheeks hit the buckle so hard, and then he hit him with the squisher, and it was all over for Rikishi after that. Big Show lifted him up with one arm and did a running power slam, by the way. That looked crazy.
Yeah, they put that over big too.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it did. Big Show then beat him with the choke slam. Said, "See you."
Yes.
So Big Show and Brock have a segment next where Big Show cuts a promo. This is literally right after the match. Big Show doesn't leave the ring.
Yeah, he cuts his promo at the end of this match, and then goes to commercial, and then he comes back and he's still cutting the promo.
Yes, yeah, that's I wrote down here that this dragged on forever.
Fuck.
And I was like, please just stop fucking talking. Like, where is Brock?
I literally have Big Show flaps his gum, shut up, go away.
This promo sucked. It was terrible.
He was challenging Brock to come down to the ring. He says, "I'll be here waiting, little man." And then they cut backstage.
Well, he says SmackDown will not continue until Brock comes out.
Yeah, like, that's fucking mean, Big Show. There's a lot more show. I gotta see the trick or treat match.
I know, goddamn, it's the next seg. Could you hurry this up?
They show Brock before the commercial. He's about to go to the ring, and Heyman's begging him not to, which is just like, god damn, they're laying this on fucking thick as hell.
So thick.
Then they go to commercial. Big Show is still in the ring. He says he's got all night long, and someone in the crowd goes, "Ooh!" I was like,
it's probably Jason the Terrible too. That son of a bitch.
It's probably Luther.
Hey, he probably was a blah.
And then he says, "While we're waiting, let's roll the footage of what I did to the so-called American badass." And then they show Undertaker wearing Mr. Socko getting thrown off the stage.
It was the cast.
Dude, this cast is fucking ridiculous looking. This isn't helping him or anybody else. It looked like he was wearing a sock.
Dude, this promo had a commercial break, a video package, and the payoff for it was Brock coming out and Big Show leaving.
He said, Big Show said, "You can't beat the Big Show. You can't beat Paul White. You can't beat a giant." He's like just going through all of his names. And then finally, Brock comes out, and Taz says, "Well, here come DePayne." I guess that was his first week doing it.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
They have a stare down, and Brock takes the mic, and he says, "I agree with you on one thing. You're a giant. You're a giant piece of beep." Why did he pause so long?
It was literally, I wrote giant piece of
It
pause.
was so awkward.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. So I don't know if he was trying to like say it and they were gonna add it in later. You know how SmackDown would edit sometimes and do it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he
Loser
knew
leaves
which one
the
to do.
WWE. I thought maybe he was afraid that he didn't remember if they said he could say shit or not, so he didn't want to do it, and then he decided, fuck it.
I want to think he just forgot his line actually.
Piece of fuck.
Piece of asshole.
Dude, I couldn't stop laughing during this bit because I kept headcanoning that Lesnar was like a little kid doing it. He was like, they told him before he goes, "All right, you get to say you giant piece of shit tonight," and he's like, Oh my god, I get to say shit. So he said a giant pizza.
He did seem really, even before he said that, he seemed nervous. Like when he grabbed the mic, he looked nervous.
No, I thought he was just like, you ever seen that Vine where the kid's running with a knife? So what do you got there? A knife. No.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought about with this segment. He just looks at the picture. You're a giant pizza. What's he about to say? Shit.
And then fucking Big Show looks at him and just takes the mic and then leaves. I was like, damn, he just took the mic and he's not gonna let Brock talk anymore. He's just gonna leave. That sucks. He stops.
Crazy.
He stops on the ramp and he says, "I've been advised not to beat your ass till Survivor Series." I'm like, and then Taz, like you said advised.
Big Show gets out of the ring and says, Paul Heyman is going to turn on you and he is going to join me at Survivor Series.
My manager, Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman, Paul E. Dangerously, said not to whoop your ass, Brock Lesnar.
I don't know how I didn't think. It was so obvious. I don't know how we never picked up on it.
It was incredibly obvious.
Yeah, I was a stupid little fuck. I didn't see this. Because when he turned,
when I was 33, I can't believe it, dude. I was so dumb.
Yeah. It was very weird.
33-year-old Tony. Yo, what the fuck is going on?
I had no idea, dude. What the fuck?
Brock Lesnar would be probably pretty pissed off right now if he could read.
Tony's sitting there watching this 2002 SmackDown with his wife and kids. Saying, "Oh, that's weird. Who advised him?"
Tony's knee deep in 2002 taxes. He's trying to get all this shit together.
Trying to figure out my mortgage payments.
So then that segment ends, and the next shot you see is Torrie Wilson's asshole.
Oh my god!
What the fuck was this?
She's stretching,
bro. It's the camera. I could see what she had for dinner. This shit was crazy.
It was just her entire ass. Oh man, that was crazy.
It was. I was like, whoa, ski whoa.
Torrie was the most over person of this whole show.
Oh my god, yeah, and the match is next, and Michael Cole says we're about to go to the chocolate pit.
Torrie Wilson, Dawn Marie, trick or treat match.
Hell yeah, this is really what this show was centered around, surprisingly.
I think they made the whole fucking show just for this.
It seemed like they put a lot into it.
Did you hear Taz on commentary? He said, Dawn is making dead man come alive, and then I think maybe somebody said that, and then he goes, something's coming alive.
Dude, my cock.
Oh, Tom, Taz, and Michael Cole are horny as hell.
Look at this, Cole, my dick, brother.
Yo, is anyone hard?
God damn it. So at one point they tried saying this was pudding. It's not pudding.
Yeah, my
it's chocolate milk,
boy.
it's milk chocolate, it's a pudding,
chocolate
it's
milk.
syrup.
Dude, before the match started, they showed the fans in the crowd. They had Pervert Kane with the camera.
Bald Kane with his shitty half mask with his little Polaroid peeking over his fucking thing as Dawn Marie's making her entrance.
At least it's got good taste, dude. Underrated Dawn Marie. She's just, gosh,
let's
rules.
take a quick moment here, just to tell everybody to, there's James and I argue a lot about various, legendary female wrestlers.
Yes.
Such as Trish Stratus and Stacy Keibler. Torrie gets brought up from time to time. I mean, we all got our favorites here.
Yeah.
But Dawn Marie somehow never gets brought up in these discussions, except on this show, because we tell you the truth.
It pisses me off.
The Dawn Marie erasure is right up there with the AMW erasure, and we're not going to stand for it.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me, bro? She was dressed up as a cop right here. She's looking crazy.
True, bro. I mean,
And then Michael Cole said Torrie's dressed up as a dirty fucking slut. God, I'm hard right now.
Oh, I do remember that actually. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, well, that's, SmackDown in 2002.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we have the horniest referee of all time, Mike Sparks, is in here again.
He's related to Lisa?
Are you related to Bubba?
Booty, booty, booty.
Fucking yeah, so Torrie comes out dressed as, dominatrix friend.
Torrie, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be Xena, the Princess Warrior, but they said she's a slutty dominatrix slut.
Yeah, that's what they wanted you to know. That
Slutty slut.
Look at this leather whore. Thanks, Taz.
What the fuck?
Leather whore.
That's what Jason the Terrible.
My dick is over this leather whore.
Curse of the barbed wire bat match, and we're gonna have this slutty slut leather whore.
Chocolate.
Versus Jason the Terrible.
Honestly, we should have leather whore on DPW. Don't feel that.
I think so too. Please just call me that on commentary when I come out. Just make my entrance. Just go, look at this fucking slut. This slutty slut.
Look at this dirty bitch leather whore. Just out here wanting to fuck.
Oh my God.
So Torrie walks up, and they both there's a table of cakes here. You okay?
No, I'm great. Keep going.
All right, just don't throw your shoulder
Table
out,
of
please.
cakes. Table of cakes.
Table of cakes. There's table of cakes here. And they both just start seductively licking their fingers after, like, don't fucking walk up and put your finger in cake, you fucking assholes.
They don't even
That's
put
what
their
you do.
fingers in these cakes
That's
and
how
start
you eat
licking
cake,
their
right?
fingers.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with this.
They don't even want to fight. They just want to eat. They're being forced to fight.
It's bullshit, honestly. But Torrie, throws the first cake, throws it at Dawn Marie's face, and then spear into the chocolate. And Taz is calling spots here.
Nice single leg by Torrie.
He said, "Oh, look at an armbar, Fujiwara armbar." And also, I don't know if you noticed, but Taz calls her, like, it says her name as if it's one name, Dawn Marie. Just says, "Oh, that's a good move by Dawn Marie."
Yeah, he's a good commentator. I like him a lot, actually.
The ref, of course, gets pulled into the chocolate milk
Mike
pit.
Sparks, that horny bastard.
Mike, that piece of trash. They fucking, do the cat fight spot. They roll over the referee and all that. Everyone's
He
all
got rolled
horny.
over last time in the cat fight spot.
Is that the same one?
It's Mike Sparks.
Oh
That's why
my
I brought
God.
him up. He was the one that got rolled over.
Michael Cole says chocolate milk or milk chocolate. Then Torrie busts out his suplex, and then they both start doing these chops that sound so loud because they're just doused in chocolate milk.
Or milk chocolate.
And Torrie hits 2 chops on Dawn Marie. She falls out of the chocolate milk pit and pins her. I didn't know this was Falls Count Anywhere. I think we should go back on this and figure out this bullshit, because I didn't remember this being a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Taz said this is a stiff match.
My cock's hard, brother. Yo, Cole, look at my cock. Brother.
Brother.
Do you think Torrie told Dawn Marie she's going to vertical suplex her in the pool or not?
No,
way.
no,
She
no,
took
that was a
liberties
shoot,
and did it.
brother.
That was a shoot suplex.
Torrie started
He's
ripping her
gonna gig
clothes
hard
off.
way.
He started ripping her clothes off. The commentator's like, this ain't even a fucking broad penny.
What are
So
you
what,
doing
bruh?
here? This was the most promoted thing on the SmackDown, too.
Listen, Torrie tried, man. She was trying to do something here.
I feel like that's Torrie's whole career. She always tried to do something. And they're like, can you please
Honestly,
just...
maybe I underrated Torrie Wilson. I gotta check the tapes, because the last 2 SmackDowns we watched, she tried her fucking ass off.
I agree. I feel like she wanted to wrestle, and they were like, please stop doing that. Please.
Oh, they also threw Tony Schimmel into the pit for fun.
Oh, yeah, Torrie took liberties. I said that... I heard rumors recently that Torrie had heat with Tony Schimmel.
Oh shit, why?
Called her a dominatrix slut. Fucking
Oh, he
bitch.
did it too, bro? Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, this was a crazy, crazy segment. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was it was something. All-timer is not the word I would use for it, but it was something.
It was a October 31st, 2002 segment.
It was a time.
So, after the trick-or-treat match, we go backstage to the SmackDown Halloween party.
Back to this fucking party.
Tajiri's still got the hose on deck. He's going crazy backstage. Matt Hardy
Yes.
Walks into the room with his ghetto blaster and starts playing his own music.
The lights go out, and Matt Hardy makes his entrance with his JVC bootbox.
That was so
crazy.
cool. That ruled.
He says he's going to inject this party with a dose of matitude.
Boo.
Matt says, Tajiri got a match tonight, so stop fucking flirting with May and Moolah versions BC.
Versions BC popped me pretty huge.
Yeah,
Mae
Matt
Young
actually
said-
cut a good
Mae-
promo here.
It was good, yeah. Mae Young said, "You can't do that to my boyfriend," and then start making out with Tajiri.
Tajiri sold the kiss, bro.
Tajiri rules.
Yeah, he really did. This is like, I talk about it later on, but this is like peak Tajiri here, right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we go to commercial break, we come back, and guess what? We're still in the Halloween party. So Jamie Noble and
We
Nydia
went nowhere.
are bobbing for apples. Jamie
Yes.
Noble gets distracted by sexy witch Stephanie, which, by the way, is his boss. So
Yes.
Eddie and Chavo come up, and Eddie starts checking out sexy witch Stephanie, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot, you're my boss."
Yes. Sorry, Stephanie. I was coming up to say, fuck, I want to fuck you, but you're my boss.
Sexy baby. So they end up asking for tag team title shot, and Stephanie says, "Can you please fuck off?"
Yeah, I'm trying to get drunk.
They got jello
Go
shooters at
away.
the party, baby. John Cena comes up and says, "The old man's got a plan. He's chilling in the building. Did I tell you I'm like light beer? I taste great, and I'm less filling." Stephanie says, I don't fucking know what's going on.
He says, what?
I don't know what's going on here. I just, whatever. Cena tells Stephanie, Vince is in your office. You need to go to your office." And she goes,
Your dad's
"Vince?" "Yeah, your dad." "Vince?" "Your dad." "Vince?" "The dad." "Your dad."
Your dad is here.
"Go to the office." She's like, "Oh,
Just fucking
whatever."
go.
Every time we watch one of these shows, Vince is here. Pop the rating. Every single time we watch one of these.
You know what? You're right. Is that just how we pick them, or do you think that's how often they did it?
I swear, I feel like after like the Attitude Era and we got here, especially in Ruthless Aggression Era, they used the Vince is here line so much.
Yeah.
Because they had the general managers on each show, so Vince would just come to each show every fucking week and they'd be like, "Oh my God, Vince is here. He's going to fire me."
And usually it was setting up for, next week, something's got to change. But it wasn't this time.
So Matt Hardy versus Tajiri is the next matchup here. They worked a good match here. Matt Hardy ended up low blowing Tajiri and he won with the twist of fate. Tajiri is literally, his work rate is insane at this point.
Dude, well, firstly, I was hoping he would come out as the disco dancer for this match, but he did not. I was pretty upset about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he rules. I mean, his kicks even like still look on point here. You can tell he's not killing anybody, but they still look awesome.
Yeah, they did. I think like work rate wise, like I think he was able to. I think it's kind of crazy how long he was able to work this. To be honest with you, a lot of guys wouldn't be able to drag this on as long as Tajiri did. And he did, and honestly, he was entertained the whole time, so that's really cool. And
also, Matt Hardy's Tron, or his, when he came out, his Matt fact said, Matt always got more Halloween candy than his brother, and Matt has seen all the Friday the 13th movies.
Oh, okay.
Jason the Terrible fan, I see.
Leather whore.
Leather Whore versus Jason the Terrible in a Curse of the Barbed Wire Bat match. I'm excited because we're gonna fucking go do this.
Chocolate milk.
So, like I said, Matt Hardy ended up low blowing Tajiri. Honestly, that was a lot of the SmackDown 6 era, man. It was like they would work a pretty long
finishes.
match,
Yeah.
and then they would have a finish like this, and it happened the
Well,
entire
now that,
night.
I mean, you just said it, like that was almost every match on the show had a fuck finish.
Yeah, that was like a very big staple of this. It was like so they could keep it going, because they didn't have a lot of guys, so they would figure out ways to keep stuff going forever. But I mean, they worked a pretty good match here, and that could really be the case for all the matches on this show. They all got time to work. It was
Michael Cole said, "I think Tajiri found a girlfriend, by the way," and Taz replied, "May's not a girl; she's an ancient relic." Brother.
BC versus BC. All right, so after Matt Hardy versus Tajiri, oh my God, this segment is fucked. Stephanie McMahon goes to the office where Vince is supposed to be. She walks into the room and, well, that's not Vince. That's Ronald fucking Reagan. What's going on here? There's a guy in the room with a Ronald Reagan mask on. Your dad? Vince? Your dad? My dad? Vince. What the fuck is going on here? So Ronald Reagan starts talking about Scott Steiner. Ronald Reagan says, "Oh, you're trying to get Scott Steiner."
4 score.
Trying to get Scotty Steady.
Yeah.
So Stephanie goes, okay, who is this man?
What gives you that idea? Vince.
Who is this guy? So he takes the mask off. Oh my God, it's Raw General Manager Eric Bischoff.
What the fuck? Stephanie tries to slap Bischoff, and Bischoff catches her arm and forces a kiss on her, and she's fighting it off. But Eric Bischoff, by the way, 47 years old here. Stephanie McMahon, 26. Just so everyone knows the numbers here. So forces a kiss on her. She's selling it like, oh, get the fuck off of me. And then she cradles his head, and they start making out on her desk. And then they stop. And then they look at each other. And they keep looking at each other. Eric Bischoff fixes his hair. Stephanie fixes her dress. He leaves. And then this is never brought up again.
We end up moving on, and we get Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle.
Yes.
And they show fans before the match again. This time, they show Boogeyman and Crypt the Keeper from Wing. I don't know how these guys keep getting in here. I think Heyman's just booking these guys. They're just plants in the crowd.
I like to think that they, like, do you think they let everyone in with their masks?
I guess so.
Or did people just walk in holding the mask and they just put them on eventually? Because I don't think you'd be allowed to do this now.
No.
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
Which is weird because this is, I don't know, this is post 9/11. I had the complete opposite of what you thought. So I wrote here, I think I praised this match for like a paragraph. Like watching these guys work and then watching everyone else on the card work is like night and day. Not that like the other guys were having bad matches, because they weren't. Like I said, the rest of them were good. But like even from the very start, these guys made like even like the establishment at the beginning mean something. Like even just the hip tosses at the beginning where they were like putting extra oomph on it. You know, there was just the intensity from this match from the very start was just crazy.
I think they work very well together, and their stuff is very like tight. There's no like holes in any of their stuff. But to me, which like you said is the opposite of how I felt. I thought this match had more like of the like I felt there was at least 5 whole minutes where I felt they were just laying on each other and just grinding it out, like that kind of stuff that we've talked about before. That I'm like, damn, this is like so this is the SmackDown 6 style sometimes, where just, you know, they do a ton of matches together and sometimes you just grind each other out for a while. Usually, I feel like it was more of a SmackDown thing than a Raw thing.
Well, when they got time on TV is that's how they would do it. Like this match was, I think this match was the longest match on the card.
If this would have if this would have opened, I might have felt different about it. Maybe just because it was the fatigue of the trick or treat match.
and you just saw Stephen Bischoff.
Yeah, I was already all freaked out. I mean, there was a lot of crazy shit, and like fucking Angle got dropped like on his head at one point. There was a released German suplex by Kurt that looked pretty crazy. This was solid stuff. I'm not to take anything away from it. I did enjoy it, but
they worked this fucking match. I mean, like it was like I wrote down that I want to go back and study this a few times because like even just the basic stuff that they did, like when you said he dropped him on his head, like the way that they got into it was amazing. He did like a drop toe hold into the middle turnbuckle, so Kurt got staggered off that, backed up, and Eddie grabbed him into a backdrop driver, and Kurt sold it like he fucking died. And it was a great 2 count. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a really, really good match. But
the match did start pretty good too, because Kurt got this double leg on Eddie, and he didn't take him down. He like double legged Eddie, held him in the air for like 5 seconds, and then just threw him. It was like
the intensity was off the charts. It was like I was like, damn. I was like, damn, they might have heat or something. But it's just like that's just how they work. You know, that's just.
I think I'm gonna go back and study Chavo's part of this match.
Oh yeah, 5 seconds he got there. Yeah, they did work a lot of rest holds here where Eddie would sit on him or Kurt would sit on him. But that's just the 2000s WWE stuff. Every match was like that. My favorite part of this was like I'm sure that they absolutely didn't need to work like this, but they worked like a pay-per-view style match in front of a bunch of fucking drunk guys in Halloween masks. You know, just
Jason Terrible.
Just because Kurt and Eddie are just the best, you know.
It's crazy they gave it away on TV. Like, it's such a good match.
Yeah, it really is. Eddie even brought out the lasso from El Paso.
Yeah, that did look pretty good. Was this Heyman booking at this time?
Yes, this was Heyman head booking.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, he fucking knows what, you know.
I'm trying to remember everyone that was on the SmackDown 6 team. I know Lagana was on the team at this point. It was Lagana, Heyman.
It wasn't Brian Gewirtz, was it? Or was he on
maybe
Raw?
there was definitely one guy that I don't remember the name of. That that might be him. I think can't remember if Brother Love was helping out or not.
I mean, he was here, so I don't know.
Yeah, that is true.
He might have been on the Raw side of things, though.
And notice how when he came back at WWE and started booking again, he booked himself on the show immediately too. The Money in the Bank.
Yeah, very
spot.
interesting how that happened.
Yeah, crazy. So, anyways, at the end of the match, there, Benoit ended up coming in because Kurt interfered in his match earlier. Benoit comes in and hit Kurt with the belt, and then Eddie hits the frog splash and ends up winning the match. Chavo
That
was
frog splash looks
also
so
here.
fucking good, dude.
Chavo was also here.
Chavo did a run in and got bumped off the apron. I also wrestled Chavo.
Chavo was also here, yes. But yes, turnabout is fair play, brother. Yeah, but this is awesome. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a very rare look at intensity in WWE that a lot of guys just didn't have at that time. It's like I said, I don't like this SmackDown 6 era was crazy because I felt like everyone on this show had a chip on their shoulder from Edge, Benoit, fucking Angle, Eddie.
Yeah.
And I think the brand split helped that a lot because they definitely felt like, Raw was the A show and everyone looked down on them and they felt like, fuck you, you're wrong.
Yeah. Oh, I think so too. I think that was a big part of it. I think the boys worked themselves into a shoot, and I'm glad that they did.
I love when that happened.
So after the match, we go back to the Halloween party. Kurt Angle is crashing the party, and he's pissed about Benoit interfering in that match and messing up that match for him.
Yeah, Kurt says, everyone's living it up, huh? Having a great time. And somebody in the back yells, woo! And he says, shut up!
There's always that one heckler in the back in this fucking party.
And then Kurt Angle goes face to face with the devil.
Shannon Moore comes up. Did he even say anything? I think he just stood up beside him and smiled.
He was just standing there with a drink.
And then Kurt said, yeah, man, have a good time. And then slams him through the fucking table.
He just throws him over this fucking table. It's like, see ya.
Kurt then pushed the bear with the cape, and then his head almost came off. Kurt then sees Ghostface across the room, the same outfit that he was in earlier, and he goes, you son of a bitch, you think you're so clever, don't you? He rips the mask off. It's Brother Love.
Looking like a bitch.
So then Benoit locks him the crossface after attacking Kurt Angle from behind. Hey, I'm here. Angle then locks him in the ankle lock, and then they go back and forth for a minute.
Benoit made him bob for apples.
He loves that shit. Benoit takes an angle slam through the table. There's this little table set up, and as he takes the angle slam from Kurt, he hits him in the head with a bottle, and they both go down.
Nuts. This was so nuts.
It was pretty fucking great looking. Like he smashes
the most
bottle.
real brawl you could see. Like they're going at it here.
Because you see Kurt sells getting hit with the bottle, but it's still he's enough through the motion of the angle slam that Benoit goes through the table and the pretzels.
That was so awesome. Like it just looked so cool.
It did.
Yeah, and Benoit fucking ate that table. I thought at first when they came up, I didn't see the bottle, so I was like, did they just hit the lamp? And then he just tossed
it did look like he hit the lamp, yeah.
Yeah, but this was good. So after that, we move on to the main event of the evening, which is Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, this is how I remember Rey Mysterio also, coming from the floor and doing all the gimmicks and stuff. This is how I remember him.
I like this theme more than Booyaka.
I do too. This was definitive Rey for me right
Sure,
here.
Yeah, I mean, that's, this is, dude, I can't imagine how much fucking money this guy was making in royalties during this time of year. Holy shit, there was so many Rey Mysterio masks in the crowd.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's insane.
And they were. What was cool about this era too is that anyone could have been in the main event, which was really nice. Mysterio used his speed early on to kind of just fuck around with Brock. He just kind of ran around him.
Yeah, Brock was going for how he jumps on the apron, and Rey Mysterio slid through his legs, then slid back in the ring and was sliding all around, going through the ring post and all. It's crazy. And then at one point, he hits Brock with a seated senton from the top to the floor, which was what the fuck? This is crazy. This just shows how Rey was still Rey.
Brock no-sold it, by the way.
Yeah, Brock stood up immediately. Yes. Balls in his face, and Brock got up and was pissed. Brock then caught Rey in a powerbomb and just swung him at the ring post. It was crazy looking.
Rey's mid-2000s WWE run was him doing something and then getting slammed into the turnbuckle.
It worked. It looked cool as hell. Brock had Rey in a backbreaker and he said, "Come on, you little bitch." So Brock was just firing off swear words on this show.
Hey man, Brock was this dude was young, he was beefed, he was top of the world, he made Steve Austin quit. There's a lot of good stuff going on here.
What? Oh, Stone Cold ain't quit on nobody.
Take his ball and go home. So Brock ends up beating. He beats out Rey Mysterio for a minute. Rey starts hitting some sweet comebacks. He has a 619 to the stomach that was pretty dope, and then he hit a couple of kicks, and he gets him down for the 619. But as he's about to hit the 619, Big Show's here, baby. Big Show catches Rey.
He snatches him mid 619. He's on the outside. He just grabs his entire body and lifts him up and throws him into the crowd.
That was... I feel like I've seen him throw the crowd quite a bit. He throws him into like the 6th row.
It looked crazy.
It really
I loved
did.
it. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, Rey had a lot of fun spots where he got his ass kicked. There was the one where he got launched to the crowd here. There's the one where he got attached to the gurney and then slapped up against the turnbuckle post.
That's an all-time.
That's an all-timer, yes.
There's the one where Great Khali took his head and squished him like a grape.
The gurney one is like it's a crazy visual as it is because like it was Big Show, right? He had him on the gurney.
Yeah.
Tied to it, and he swings it at the ring post, and he hits the ring post with the back of the gurney, but he drops it, so Rey lands right on his fucking head.
That sucked. That was the worst bump I've seen in
bad.
quite a bit of time. Other than the time they got his head squished like a grape.
That was pretty horrible, and then he died.
Yeah, that was a shoot. So Big Show, of course, after just tossing Rey into space, goes to beat up Brock Lesnar. He goes to chokeslam him through the announce table, but he loses his grip midway through. I think Brock jumped way higher than he assumed.
That's what I thought it was too. I thought he just jumped fucking too high.
Because Lesnar is just a freak of nature. So he loses his grip, but he ends up catching him anyways, which looked really cool, and just tosses his ass through the table anyways.
The awkward part of it was Brock trying to, brace for impact, and he's staring behind him to figure out where he's landing, as Big Show's just holding him in the air.
I was surprised that they even salvaged the spot, to be honest. I was like, oh shit, this is going to suck. And then it ended up looking all right.
It was cool.
Then they put over Big Show for like 5 minutes. There was like 5 minutes left in the show, and they're like, Big Show's the best ever. I love this motherfucking guy. Big Show's going to win it all.
Big Show's too big. Big Show's too big. They kept saying that on commentary. Big Show's too big. His name is Big Show. I know he's big.
Yeah, well, they were really putting over when he picks his ass up and just fucking tosses him.
Then the last 2 minutes of the show is Big Show screaming, signaling for the title, saying, "Give me the belt! Give me the belt!" And then they show the replays, and then he gets on the stage, and he 5 times in a row, I swear, he says, "It's all mine! It's all mine!" Just fucking screaming it like a maniac.
Hit my fucking music. Somebody hit my fucking music. Yep, so
great.
That was the Halloween episode. There's no more going back to the party anymore. The party's fucking over. Everybody go home.
Damn it.
That was SmackDown October 31st, 2002.
I think for next week, we're going to have to try to find a different party.
We're going to tune back in 2003. The party's still going on.
Just different people.
The bear's still there with the cave.
Boombox.
As long as we get a trick-or-treat match, I'm good with that.
It's a given.
Yo, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
Absolutely.